Welcome to the life you crave. Simple and sustainable weight loss for women who have better things to do than diet. I'm your host, Lia Pinelli. I help ambitious, badass women stop overeating, overworking, and overgiving to lose weight from a place of love. I'll help you simplify weight loss, end your overwhelm, and create the life you crave. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe to this podcast. Let's get started.
Did you know there are actually 3 different types of overeaters? Knowing your type is the key to stopping. You can take my free What Type of Overeater Are You quiz at liapinelli.com/quiz to find your type and your solution in under just 5 minutes. Head on over to liapinelli.com/quiz so that you can solve this problem stat. Hello, and welcome to the life you crave. It is summertime. The sun is out where I live here in Southern California. The sun is shining. It is warm. Today is actually a Sunday, and my family and I are getting ready to put on bathing suits and go to the pool. But of course, like so many of you, I pulled out my little, in my world, my bathing suits live in this basket that I only pull out, when the season is here. And I took one look at my bathing suits and I thought, I really need an upgrade. And then I thought about all of you, all of my listeners. And I know that for so many of my clients and my listeners, so many of you are avoiding the bathing suit, right? It's like the dreaded bathing suit. And one of the things that I found so liberating when I lost the unwanted weight that I had was feeling good in my own skin, was really excited to put on a bathing suit. I remember thinking, I want to live in a bikini, which was a thought that was so foreign to me. I couldn't even believe I was having that thought because normally I was dreading putting on a bathing suit. I was terrified of people seeing how big my thighs were. For me, it was all about the thighs and the lower belly. And now I was like, I can't wait to get in a bathing suit. I am like a lizard. People always make fun of me because I love the sun so much. And I am like a lizard on a hot rock. Like it can't be too hot. I love just baking in the sun. And I do try to stay in the shade. I'm trying to take care of my skin, but I love heat. So for somebody who loves heat and loves getting in water and loves swimming, the bathing suit dilemma can really hold you back, right? If you're anything like me, if you're not feeling good in the skin that you're in, you're probably feeling some anxiety right now, this time of year. You're probably feeling torn. I know a lot of us are planning summer travel, summer vacation, time with family, right? We're taking some time off from work usually because kids are out of school. And so we are doing things that we don't typically do in the winter or even in the fall or even in the spring. And a lot of those things involve a different attire, different clothes, not even just the bathing suit, right? But we start seeing lots and lots of skin this time of year. And that can cause a lot of anxiety for those of us who do not feel at home in our own bodies. So I wanted to dedicate this episode not to weight loss necessarily. That is my area of expertise, but one of the things that I tell my clients over and over and over again is that we cannot do this work from a place of self-loathing. You must do this work from a place of love. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that we cannot hate our bodies into being thin, right? We cannot hate our bodies into the behavior of stopping overeating. Right? There is that negative feeling that you feel when you look at your body, when you feel yourself in your body, when you feel the arms of the chair pinching your waist when you sit down, right? When you have those negative thoughts about your body, those negative thoughts are not helping you. They are not getting you any closer to releasing unwanted weight. If anything, they are actually perpetuating the cycle, because when you feel bad, and I've talked about this a lot, when you feel bad, what do? We soothe ourselves with food. Maybe not right away, right? Maybe that first meal or second meal, you're going to go real strict on your diet because you're feeling real bad in your body. But eventually the pressure of the deprivation will take over and we will end up having some kind of binge, whatever that looks like for you. And the cycle continues and the weight continues to creep and creep and creep. So thinking about ourselves in a negative light does not actually work. If it did, I would have been skinny a long time ago because I had all of the negative thoughts about my body. And I think you can probably relate. So instead, what I like to offer my clients and what I want to offer to you all here today, and I am going to give you, how many tips I got for you today? 4 tips, 4 very specific tips on how to feel better in that bathing suit this summer without having to change a thing about your body right now. I know a lot of you want to change a few things about your body right now, but let's work with what we got, because what I say to all my clients is you don't have to hate where you are to want to arrive somewhere new, to want to live somewhere new, to want to be somewhere new. I'm going to say that again. You don't have to hate where you are in order to change, in order to become someone new. The analogy I like to use with this is I'm from San Francisco. I love San Francisco. It is one of my favorite cities in the entire world. Of course, my heart is in San Francisco, right? But you know what else? I love Portland, Oregon, right? I love Portland, Oregon. I love New York. I haven't been to Hawaii, but I have a feeling, I know Hawaii is a state, not a city, but I have a feeling I would really love to live in Hawaii. So I can think about living other places that I might love. I would love to live there. I don't have to hate where I currently am, San Francisco, in order to also love to live somewhere else, right? You don't have to hate where you are to move somewhere new and love it. You can love both of them for different reasons. And I mean, let's think about all the different reasons that, you might love Hawaii versus San Francisco. So it not only can it be the same with your body, it has to be the same with your body. If you want to lose unwanted weight, you will not, like I said, hate yourself to that goal. You've got to love yourself to that goal. So what does that look like? What does it look like in the context of summertime? The dreaded bathing suit, the bare skin, less clothes, summer sun, travel, vacation, barbecues, parties, all the things, right? And what's coming up for a lot of you all listening is the fear of how you look, of being exposed, the shame of how did I let myself get this far, right? And what you really want, what we all really want, is we want to feel good in our skin. We want to feel sexy. We want to feel confident. We want to feel strong. We want to feel in control with food. And for a lot of us, even if we're like, I could give up all of that. I just want to not think about it. I want to be so relaxed and confident in the skin that I'm in that I'm not even thinking about it. But right now it takes up so much mental real estate. And not to mention, bathing suit season is coming. Your vacations, your trips are coming. The pools, the barbecues, the parties, they are coming, whether you want them to come or not. The invitations will be there. Your kids are going to want to go. You're going to want to go, right? So when you dig out that bathing suit in the bottom drawer of your dresser, right? I know if you're anything like I used to be, you're avoiding this. You're not wanting to dig out that bathing suit. You don't want to look at it. You know it's old and ratty because you barely ever get in it and you hate getting in it, or maybe it's ugly, right? Because you got the bathing suit that's going to cover you up the most. And you've got way more bathing suit cover-ups or sarongs than you do have bathing suits, right? What I want you to do, what I want you to consider is I want you to consider that feeling good and feeling confident and feeling sexy in your bathing suit this summer. Like I said, I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to feel those feelings this summer without changing anything. But what I want you to understand before I give you those tips is that it comes from how you are thinking. I know right now you're thinking if I lost 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, I would feel so much better in my bathing suit. And now that is true, most likely. However, it's only because of what you are thinking about what you look like in your bathing suit. And right now you're thinking I would look better if I was smaller, right? If I was thinner. Right now I don't look good because I'm bigger, because I'm curvier. So your thought is creating this feeling of deep discontent, of deep shame, of deep remorse, of deep whatever it is, right? But your thinking is what's causing those feelings. So understanding, I want to share with you this time that I'll never forget. I was at the beach, and I was in Europe, and I was at the beach, and there was this woman. She was very curvy, right? She was not your conventional body type for a bathing suit, but this woman was rocking it. You could tell that she spent a lot of time in that bathing suit because she had beautiful sun-kissed skin, and she was in the water just loving life, enjoying herself, sunning her big, beautiful body. And you could see she was just so at home in the skin that she was in. Now, anybody could look at her and say, oh, wow, that woman she's definitely heavy set, right? She's a bigger woman, but she felt so good in her skin. You could just tell by the way she carried herself, by her confidence, by that sense of vivacious kind of vitality and freedom that she walked around the beach with. She wasn't covering herself up. She wasn't wearing a sarong. She didn't have a big old cover up. She was living her full expression of her beautiful body right there on the beach, unapologetically. And guess what? I am not making this up. My thought was, wow, she is one sexy woman. She really, really was. And even though her body wasn't necessarily that conventional body that maybe everybody thinks about in a bathing suit, it wasn't about that. It was about how she very clearly felt about herself, and then exuding that confidence, exuding that self-love, exuding that pride in the skin that she was in. So how she got there, I am sure of it, was how she was thinking about herself. And you can change how you think about yourself too. Now, let me just add this quick caveat before I give you the 4 tips. The first thing is that I just want to say to you that just because so many of my clients have been resistant, and I was too, and thinking, well, if I love the skin I'm in, I'm not going to be motivated to change. And again, I go back to the whole San Francisco versus, Maui, right? Like you don't have to, you can love both and still want to go to Maui. You can love where you are and still want to go somewhere different. And not only that, it's far more effective. So when we feel good, we tend to continue to do more of what feels good. And if you're feeling good about yourself in the skin that you're in, you are more likely to take better care of it. So let's hop into those 4 tips that I have for you today so that you can feel good in the skin that you're in this summer without having to change a thing. And you can still make plans to make some changes. Okay. Here is my tip number 1 for feeling good in your bathing suit. First and foremost, please, ladies, buy yourself a high quality bathing suit that fits your one unique body. So what I highly recommend that you do is I highly recommend that you actually employ a professional, right? I know there are a lot of department stores that have personal shoppers for free, like Nordstrom, for example, that will help you. They can take your measurements and then and you can think about what kind of bathing suit you want to wear. Do you want a 1-piece? Do you want a halter? Do you want a 2-piece? What is it that you would like to, how would you like to look in the body that you're currently in? What kind of bathing suit would be most flattering for you? And maybe you don't know, but guess what? Google knows. You can Google it. You can put in your body type. You could probably even put in your measurements and then put best bathing suit for, and a bunch of bathing suits will pop up for your body type. Decide on colors that you really like. Decide on colors that you believe are beautiful or that most represent your personal vibe, right? And then you can go to that personal shopper. They will help you find a whole bunch of bathing suits that you can try on. Now, I know right now, in your brain, you're like, oh, the dreaded trying on of the bathing suit. It feels so terrible. So before you go trying on a bathing suit, I'm going to share with you tip number 2, which is before you try on bathing suits and go bathing suit shopping, which I know a lot of you are rolling your eyes right now because of the dreaded thought of bathing suit shopping. I want you to go and I want you to immerse your world, immerse your visual world with women whose bodies look like yours, who are loving the skin that they are in. Now, what do I mean by that? I've talked in the past about Lizzo's award-winning show, Watch Out for the Big Girls. If you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it, especially before you go bathing suit shopping, because the women in that show are so damn confident and sexy and beautiful and not skinny. And I'm not saying that you watch that show to feel better about yourself, but I am saying that exactly, meaning there are women in that show that likely have body parts that look like yours. I know for me, it was the thick thighs, as Lizzo said, thick thighs save lives, but thick cellulite thighs, right? Those are my thighs. And those women are rocking their big, beautiful thighs. And I'm like, oh, I can do that too, right? So then the next thing you know, you start to see your body differently because they see their bodies differently. Now, it's not to say that they don't have their own kind of hangups and issues, but when you start to immerse yourself and start to normalize different size bodies as being beautiful, not just as accepting body diversity, but actually being desirable, it starts to reframe. You can reframe how you're seeing your own one unique body in a bathing suit. And again, this is not going to stop you from going to Maui, right? This is simply, how can I love the skin that I'm in right now so that I can treat it better, so that I can release some unwanted weight, if that is a desire. So if you don't watch that show or watch that show, another thing you can do is I have a whole Pinterest board on what I think the board is called Beauty, where I love Pinterest, by the way, if you didn't know this about me, but I intentionally drop images of unconventional, beautiful women. When I say unconventional, I mean unconventional beauty. So not the stuff that maybe you're seeing in Glamour magazine or Vogue, right? And you can go back and you can look through those images as you collect them, so that you can, again, it's about normalizing for yourself what is beautiful. So that when you get into that bathing suit, you're like, oh, I've seen other women like me who are rocking it, and I can rock it too. I can feel that feeling too. So I encourage you to try on a new perspective about your body by exposing yourself to other women who have that perspective about their bodies before you go trying on bathing suits, right? And then go try on your bathing suits, and then get the Nordstrom personal shopper to help you, and then get the bathing suit that fits. And please, by all means, invest in a high quality suit. I know right now I seriously have way too many Target bikini tops and bottoms that I'm like, I just need to get rid of these and buy some high quality suits, because you need to feel good, not only in the skin you're in, but in the clothes that you're in. It makes a difference when you feel good and you feel cared for by your clothes, and you care for your clothes in response. So invest in a nice, high quality bathing suit, invest in a beautiful cover up, and please invest in a sun hat. I am so big on protecting my skin from the sun now, having been a sun lover all these years. And now I'm 45 and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have been better about the sunscreen. So get that sun hat. A beautiful one, by the way. Okay. That is my tip number 2. So tip number 1, buy a suit that fits. Tip number 2, try on a new perspective. Now we move to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to commit now. So now you've got your bathing suit, right? Now you're feeling good. Now you need to commit to feeling good. Here's what I mean by this. Once you got that bathing suit on, once you're rocking it at the park, at the beach, most likely stuff's still going to come up for you, right? I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day kind of thing. So a lot of times what we do when we aren't feeling so good is we tend to overeat, as overeaters who listen to this podcast. So when I say I want you to commit to feeling good, I want you to actually commit to feeling good with food. feeling good with how you're treating yourself this summer. And so if you were to really commit to feeling good, you would not overeat, because overeating, as you and I both know, doesn't feel good. Okay, so a lot of you are like, Lia, how do I not overeat? That's my whole problem. I don't know how to stop overeating. I have a video training. In under 30 minutes, I teach you how to. It's the first tool that I teach every single one of my clients. It's the first tool that I learned how to eat when I was hungry and stop when I'm not. I lost 7 pounds without even trying. My client, Amy, lost 20 pounds just doing this one tool. I teach the whole thing in under 30 minutes. You can get it at liapinelli.com/EWF. That stands for Eating Without Fear. So that's liapinelli.com/EWF. And I teach you in under 30 minutes how to not overeat so that you can apply it this summer when you're rocking out in your bathing suit. Okay, tip number 4 is to make a plan, right? You need to make a plan if you are someone who you're feeling good in your soup, but you still want to move to Hawaii. Okay. You're like, I'm feeling okay. Like I took Leah's first 3 tips, right? And I'm not overeating. I got a really nice bathing suit on and I've changed my perspective some, but I'm really over the body that I'm in, because it doesn't feel like home and it doesn't feel like love. So, and I don't like my behaviors with food. So when I say make a plan, I mean, make a plan to get yourself the support that you need, the help that you need, so that you can transform the body that you're in into one that feels like home. I call this your happy weight. And what I mean by happy weight is your happy weight is not necessarily skinny. It's not necessarily weighing a certain amount according to the BMI. It's none of that. Happy weight is actually the amount that you weigh when you no longer struggle with food. So you no longer obsess about food. You no longer are dieting. You're not restricting. You're not depriving, but you're also not overeating. You're not overindulging. You are at peace with food. You have a really healthy, happy relationship with food. You love the food that you eat, but you don't love it so much that you can't stop thinking about it. That is that number on the scale is your happy weight. Now, I always say to people, sometimes that number is higher than they would like. They're like, I'm loving my food, but I just can't seem to. Usually it's the last 5 or 10 pounds that they are like, I'm not happy until I lose these 5 or 10 pounds. Well, happiness is always going to be a decision. And so you can work to lose the last 5 or 10 pounds with a professional, somebody like me. I work with women all day who want to lose those last 5 or 10 pounds, but you can also really start to just love and respect the skin that you're in at this happy weight and be at peace with food. So my tip number 4 for you is to make a plan to find your happy weight. Make a plan to get the support and the help that you need to live at your happy weight, because you deserve to live at your happy weight. And you know what else? Everyone around you deserves to have you live at your happy weight. One of my clients described after working together for a few weeks, she said that she recognized for the first time how much, she called it leakage, that she was having when she would, because she thought about food and weight so much. And now that she doesn't have to think about it anymore, and she's very quickly approaching her happy weight, she is so relieved that she doesn't have to think about it. And therefore she has more time and energy to focus on her career. And she's a very, very busy CEO and founder. And now she's like, I have so much more time to focus on my career, to focus on my family, and to focus on the things that really, truly matter to her the most. So that is how it should be for every single one of us. And so I encourage you to feel good in that bathing suit, try on a new perspective, invest in a nice high quality suit, commit to not overeating. You can go get my course, Eating Without Fear, at liapinelli.com/EWF, where I teach you exactly how to eat when you're hungry and stop when you're not. And then make yourself that plan. Make yourself a plan to get the support and the help that you need to feel good in your own skin and to find peace with food. So until next time, y'all, I cannot wait to see you rocking it on the beach with your beautiful bod in your high quality bathing suit. And you know what? Here, I just thought of this, but let's do it. If you send me a picture of you in your bathing suit this summer, rocking it out, I will so happily gift to you my Plan Simple training. This is a $197 value training, and I'm just going to send it to you. If you send me a picture of you rocking out in your suit, feeling good as hell, to quote Lizzo once again. All right, you all have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.
You've been listening to The Life You Crave. I lost 30 pounds years ago without dieting, willpower, or deprivation. I'm on a mission to help other women, including you, do the same. You can book a free weight loss strategy session with me over at liapinelli.com. That's liapinelli.com. See you on our next call or on the next episode. And remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on iTunes.